Right around 2 p.m. this afternoon, following a lengthy investigation, the two suspects who we have been seeking were located in Twin Falls, in the Twin Falls area. There was a short vehicle pursuit, and both suspects were taken into custody separately. There were no shots fired or extensive use of force in this operation, for which we are thankful.
Jumping right into breaking news, I'm Brenda Rodriguez.
And I'm Joe Paris. Thanks for being with us here at 4. As you just heard, just hours ago, law enforcement arrested an escaped inmate and his accomplice in Twin Falls. The men were on the run after that accomplice shot and injured two Idaho Department of Correction officers. The Boise Police Department shot another IDOC officer by mistake shortly after. BPD held a news conference about this incident this afternoon, and our Abby Davis is live outside the department. Abby, we learned lots of new details, including two deaths that may be related. Is that right?
That's right. BPD held a news conference with the Idaho Department of Correction and Idaho State Police. Chief Ron Weiniger said that the arrest happened around 2 p.m. That is just 45 minutes before the news conference was held, and he said the arrest happened after a, quote, lengthy investigation. We also learned that there weren't any shots fired during the arrest. IDOC says both men are documented gang members with the Aryan Knights, and today we also learned both men were in prison at the same time and knew some of the same people. Here's a quick recap of what happened. IDOC says 31-year-old Skylar Meade was taken to St. Alphonsus around 9 o'clock Tuesday night after hurting his face and body. Around 2 a.m. as officers were getting Meade ready to go back to prison, Boise police say 31-year-old Nicholas Umphenour fired a gun at the officers, hitting two of them, hitting and injuring. St. Al says it happened in the ambulance bay. BPD officers then responded to reports of an active shooting. While searching for the men, one of the officers shot an armed man, later identified as an IDOC employee, so 3 IDOC employees harmed in total. Police say Meade and Umphenour got into a gray 4-door Honda Civic, and that's when they that's when the chase started. So during the news conference, ISP said they're trying to figure out whether the two men are tied to 2 recent homicides in Clearwater and Nez Perce counties.
We did find the shackles at the scene of one of the homicides, so that's one of the ways that we tied them together.
Officials say Umphenour, the accomplice, was released from prison earlier this year. Meade was being kept in administrative segregation prior to this. That's the highest custody level at the prison. He was serving a 20-year sentence for shooting at a Twin Falls sheriff's sergeant during a high-speed chase in 2016. He has a criminal history that also includes a felony possession of drugs, grand theft, and contraband. IDOC says that they still don't know how this happened, how the two men were able to coordinate this, the escape. That is what they are investigating at this current moment, although Director T-Wall with IDOC said that it is a national problem, contraband, cell phones, other issues as well, other ways to communicate illegally with people in prison. So that's what they're really focusing on at this moment, as well as the 2 homicides that they're still trying to figure out are linked to the 2 men as well. Brenda and Joe.
All right, Abby Davis reporting live for us here on the news at 4. And as Abby alluded to, I mean, there's going to be a lot of questions and a lot of investigation over the next several days. Abby, thanks. As we heard her mention, though, the arrest of those 2 men was made in Twin Falls. And a short time ago, Brenda, the Twin Falls County Sheriff Tom Carter sent us a statement saying, in part, quote, the sheriff's office, along with our partners from the state police and Filer police, took them into custody without anyone being hurt. They are off the streets and headed back to where they belong.
Now, Idaho State Police issued a blue alert following the incident yesterday.
And it was canceled this afternoon. But yes, that blue alert, many of us wondering, well, what exactly is this?
Yeah, and if you missed it, the blue alert, this is what it looked like. And again, it has since been canceled. Now, the blue alert system is a national program. 37 states use it. Blue alerts are to inform all law enforcement agencies, the media, and you, the public. Blue alerts are issued when violent offenders have killed, seriously injured, or pose an imminent and credible threat to law enforcement. The alert is issued by a law enforcement agency, but it has to fall under one of these 3 reasons. 1, death or serious injury of an official. 2, there is a threat to or cause death to serious injury to an officer. And 3, an officer is missing.
So specifically here in the state of Idaho, there's a section of code that establishes the Blue Alert system. Again, 37 states across the country use this, and they developed and implemented this system in 2019 to be used by the Idaho State Police. In fact, lawmakers unanimously passed this in 2019, not a single vote against it. And again, here's some key points. A Blue Alert, statewide alert system, but it can be tailored to specific areas in Idaho. And Idaho's law says that the alert can be activated for one of the 3 reasons you just heard Brenda explain. And Idaho State Police, they are in charge. They activate this system upon notification from a law enforcement agency like Boise Police after verifying that the criteria for the alert has been met. The law in Idaho also says that entities involved in sending out that Blue Alert, they do have liability protection for doing so.